If you want to train a machine learning model, but you don't want to write code, Model Studio could be a great option for you. Hi, I'm Gena, and today I'm going to be walking you through how to build your first regression model using Model Studio. Before we get started, a quick word from our founder.
Discover how Palantir customers unlock more value from Foundry and AIP thanks to our live instructor-led trainings. We are Ontologize, a group of former Palantir engineers who love teaching. We've trained thousands of Palantir users at leading organizations around the world. Unlock the full potential of your Palantir deployment by going to ontologize.com.
For our example today, we're going to be estimating crop yield. We have 3 data sets. We have our training data, our testing data, and our inference. So that does not have the labels. That's something that we're going to be using in a later exercise where we do inference on data where we don't have the actual yields. Let's have a look at our test and training data. So the training data, you'll see that we have a field identifier, the soil nitrogen, the seed variety yield score, the fertilizer rate, total precipitation, irrigation hours, growing degree days, soil organic matter, and finally we have the outcome, which is the yield in bushels per acre. These columns are going to be our predictors, and then this one is the outcome. This will be totally excluded from modeling because the field identifier should not be used in prediction. You'll notice that the test data has exactly the same schema. The inference just doesn't have the outcome. So that's something that we're going to use in a later exercise. No need to worry about it right now. Let's begin by making a new Model Studio, and then we're going to talk about what it is. So you're going to click on New in some sort of project, and you're going to search for Model Studio. So click on Model Studio, and you're going to call this one Crop Yield Model Training. And then click on Save. Model Studio is Foundry's no-code model development environment. In Model Studio, you choose which type of model you want to train: time series forecasting, regression, classification. You can choose which features you want to include, which types of model you want to exclude, and then it trains your model for you. The result of what you do in Model Studio is that you get a trained model, kind of like how you would get a trained model if you trained a model with code in, say, code workspaces or code repositories. So we're going to choose regression for now. This is a problem that could, in theory, be time series forecasting, but the way that we've set it up, it's going to be more appropriate for regression. So make sure you've selected regression, and for the file name, this is going to be the name of the model file that is produced by this Model Studio. So I'm going to call this crop yield prediction model. And then we're going to hit next. Now we have to select the training data. You can optionally provide a testing data set. So in this case, we do have a training data set and a testing data set. If you don't provide a testing data set, 20% of your training data will be held out as a test set for evaluation. In this case, we are providing our own testing data. So you're going to choose your training data. So you're going to click on Choose Dataset. And in the recent files, you will see that we have our data set. So I'm going to click on the project Gena Model Training, which is where all of our data lives. And I'm going to click on Train. That's our training data. First, you're going to identify the target column. What is the value that you're predicting? The target column is going to be the yield BU per acre. Next, we're going to exclude some columns. We don't need to train our model using the field ID. That is not going to be helpful. And so we're going to be excluding field ID. Otherwise, it's going to assume that we're using everything for training, except for the target column, of course. You can also turn on some filters. So if you only want to train on a certain subset of your data, you would enable filters. Next, we're going to identify the testing data set. So you're going to click on Choose a Data Set, and we're going to grab our testing data that is right in our history, and then click on Select. And again, you can also apply some filters here. Now let's hit Next. So you have a couple of choices here. What is your evaluation metric? Your choices, these are pretty standard for regression: root mean squared error, mean absolute error, median absolute error, mean absolute percentage error, R-squared, symmetric mean absolute percentage error. So depending on your knowledge of the problem, you might want to choose one or the other. For this case, we're going to stick with root mean squared error. This is the metric that we're going to use when selecting the best model. Now, you can choose out of some training presets. The trade-offs here, there's a couple of trade-offs. So one of the trade-offs is speed versus predictive accuracy. The best quality is going to give you the best accuracy, but it's going to take longer. And the inference process might also be slower. High quality is going to be substantially faster, but might sacrifice a little bit of predictive accuracy. Here's good quality. For speed purposes, we're going to choose medium quality just to make things a little faster. So I'm going to choose medium quality. You'll also see that there are some other things. So experimental quality will include new experimental models. And then optimized for deployment, that's going to be your smaller and faster models. So we're going to choose medium quality. Next, we have the training time limit. This is going to give it 7,200 seconds to train. Lastly, these are both optional. You can set an inference time limit. Next, you have the option to exclude model types. So when you're doing regression training in Model Studio, the trainer is built using AutoGluon's tabular predictor class. And essentially what it's doing here is it's training a number of models in parallel to help it determine the best performing model. If it determines that a weighted ensemble of models is going to perform better than any single model, the trainer also might do ensembling. If you want to see more documentation on the model types, if you click on View Documentation and open that up, you can see some details on the tabular predictor class, the hyperparameters that you can take, and more. So when you click on the box here, you can exclude different types of models if there are some that you just don't want for whatever reason. You can enter a custom name for the prediction column, but you don't have to. And finally, you have an option to refit on the full data. That means that once you've found the best model, you refit on all the data. That's to maximize the available training data. But it also means that the model that you publish is going to be different than the model that you're computing your evaluation metrics with. So just be mindful of that one. In our case, we're not bothering. Note that there are some advanced settings that you're welcome to explore if you want. We're not going to be going through any of those today. And now we're going to hit next, setting up the resource configuration. In our case, the defaults are going to be just fine. And then click on Start Training Run. I'm going to call this V0. And then click on Save Changes and Run. And now we're going to hang tight while the model trains. Feel free to check back in a couple of minutes and your model should be trained. While the model's running, let's point out a couple of things. From here, you could also edit your model configuration, although we're not going to do that right now because we want to let the training run go first. You could also restart a training run. You can have a look at the inputs, the parameters, the resources, and the changelog, which is not going to be very interesting right now. So let's hang tight while the model trains and check back in a couple minutes to see our results. And at this point, our training run has succeeded. Let's take a look. The model resource that has been created is crop yield prediction model. Now, if you click on this, you'll see what you're probably used to if you've ever trained a model in Foundry. So this is a regular old model that you can use just like you would any other model. So here we have the model API, the inputs and the outputs, the live deployment screen, and probably most interestingly, the experiment. So here we'll see the mean absolute error, the mean squared error, mean absolute. Most interestingly for me personally is the R squared. So we have quite a good R squared here of 0.9. This is synthetic data, candidly, but that is a nice looking R squared. And this is all on the testing data, which means it is truly out of sample. And so we can also see some details here on our best model. So our best model here is weighted ensemble L2. And that is our trained model. Now you can go ahead and use this just like you would any other model in Foundry. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this useful. Be sure to let us know in the comments if you built something cool.